How's it going? Okay, so if you're hearing this, you're probably like, what's going on? Why are you talking to me like this? Well, so we went through a rebrand. We originally were, speaking of which, we're now Drunken Book Club. But I wanted to keep old episodes alive, so here are the episodes before the main update to Drunken Book Club. These are, episodes that we did on a bunch of different books before we rebranded to Drunken Book Club. I keep referring to us as Drunken Book Club, but also reference, speaking of which is the old podcast. So, there we are. Also, our new socials for this are at DBC_pod for Twitter, and our Patreon is patreon.com/Drunken Book Club. Definitely recommend checking it out. It's only $1 a month, and you can tell us what books to read. Alright, well, that's it. You guys enjoy the episode. Bye-bye. Hello, and welcome back to Drunken Book Club. I'm your, fucking bad wish maker, Christopher the Rupel, joined with...
Dog that pretends to be a cat, Sam.
And this week, or this month, we read yet another Thanksgiving-related book for November. The final one that I can think of that will work for a horror book. Frankenturkey 2 from the Bone Chiller series. Ooh. Sam, what were your first impressions of the... Oh, no, pregame first. So, what are you gaming on now? Because you're still on the same drink.
Hey, it worked though, okay? It's not like I'm not a lightweight.
Yeah.
What I call an apple pie, which is hard cider and a shot of cinnamon whiskey.
Ew. I was about to say, I'm not really drunk. I don't know. I haven't been able to get drunk recently. And I don't want to drink an excessive amount to get, drunk or anything.
Yeah.
But my first drink I had was pretty much 2 shots of vanilla vodka with some root beer.
That sounds good.
It was pretty good, yeah. I think it would have been better with some Barks or one of those, glass ones.
Yeah.
Not a huge fan of A&W.
That's what they had.
Yeah. That's what they had.
Shut up.
And then I am currently nursing I don't know what I'd call this, but I put cherry vodka, a little bit of triple sec and Sprite together, and I would call it a mess. I know normally we have themed drinks, but I just didn't want a vodka cranberry. I didn't want to drink wild turkey again. Sam's the only one with a themed drink with the apple pie.
And that's just because I like this. Honestly,
yeah, it's a good drink.
Yeah,
I was about to say I like it as well. I had it last week when we recorded the Quizzer. So, no complaints for me. I think it's a great drink.
Yeah. But... I'm just saying it was one of those. It's a lazy one because I know I can... Well, yeah. I'll drink it anytime. It's not a...
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to say thank you, lady from Bevmo who doesn't work there anymore.
Yeah.
Alright, Sam. So what were your first impressions of the book? What did you think this one was going to be about?
I knew it was probably going to be a Frankenturkey revenge just by the cover of Frankenturkey looking like you got the rest of me. Think again, motherfuckers. But past that, I did not know. I had no real thoughts.
Yeah, I thought this book was going to have the kids from the previous book fucking around with the remains of Frankenturkey, and somehow this resurrects him, and they have to defeat the bastard turkey once more. Not too far off.
Yeah, I was going to say, honestly, you were close.
Not too off. And I don't, whenever I do my first impressions in my notes, I don't read the back, I don't read anything. But I was right. Did you think the kids were going to return?
I've had a feeling that they were going to return.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't sure, honestly. I thought, maybe it'd be someone different this time. Maybe some other kids would have, a Frankenturkey problem, or maybe some kids moving into their house after they moved back to Florida or some shit.
Yeah.
But nope, same kids. Alright, time to talk about this cover. This is a weak one. We have Frankenturkey, a bit toned down from the last one, with a few sewn-on scars and 2 bolts in his neck, with jumper cables attached to them and shocking the bird.
He also has an electric,
Yeah, there's, electric sparks coming. Oh, yeah, he's got,
the electrocution hat.
What's it called? The electrocution chair hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I could have roasted it, but it's too plain. It's too simple.
Oh, no, the hand's pulling away the paper.
That's always been that way.
It just feels so...
That's on every single Bone Chillers.
Okay.
That's why I stopped talking about it the last time.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. It's just a staple of the genre.
It is a staple of the book series.
Or the book series.
Yes. Yes, of the series. I guess let us begin as Sam attacks me with the book.
Smack.
Chapter 1. Annie is now the main character in this story. How did that make you feel, changing of main characters?
It kind of made sense, because it wasn't a super... It was just a kind of subtle shift of, like...
Yeah.
It was
From older
fine.
brother to the little sister.
Yeah, and she was obviously closer to the bird, like...
Yeah.
So,
it
it makes sense.
out.
Like, I'm not gonna...
I couldn't remember what her age was in the first book, though. And they didn't say her age in this one.
Yeah, I didn't remember
because it's clearly a year later, and I couldn't find my notes from the previous book. I don't know if I write down their ages or not, but I feel like I probably would have if the book said it. It has been a year since the events of Frankenturkey 1, and Gobbledygook has passed away. It turns out the bird got out of his pen and got ran over by a truck. Alright, enough exposition, guys. Annie is staring at the pen they kept Gobbles in and is reminiscing about the bird. Cal bugs her about the bird being stupid, and Mom is like, stop fighting and go through your toy chest so you can donate whatever you want, whatever you don't want, to those in need. The kids look through the toys and find a wishbone from Frankenturkey.
It's just kind of gross. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, why would they keep that? Why would you keep a bone?
Well, especially, I'll bet you it wasn't, like, rinsed off or, like, preserved in a way that you could keep it.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, this was in the Thanksgiving turkey.
I feel like the parents probably would have washed it. My mom always washed the wishbone before.
She still wouldn't probably let you keep it in the toy chest, though.
No.
Is that fair to say?
We had a wishbone for a while. We did have a broken wishbone for a while.
But she didn't just, like, let you keep it wherever, though.
No.
Like, again.
I think it was on my bookshelf for some reason. Because I was like, oh, this wish is going to come true. And then, like, eventually I had to throw it away. Like, there weren't bugs or anything growing on it. It was just getting old.
But it's still just kind of gross to keep it in, like, a toy chest.
Oh, yeah. Toy chest.
Like, are they going to go out and, like, play with it?
Yeah. It's got legs and everything.
Batman versus the wishbone?
Yeah. I'll get you, wishbone.
Not so fast, Batman.
Wait, no, this is the wishbone's voice. Oh, I'm the wishbone. Come and get my sweet dangling bone. You wish, big boy.
I'll break your wishbone.
Ooh, that's what I was hoping you'd say. Make a wish, bat bastard. It'll come true, but it'll be twisted because I'm the wishbone.
I wish for wishbone.
Oh no, the dog has come true. I'm a little annoying Cocker Spaniel. Jack Russell Terrier. And I'm as annoying as that truck that's outside the window right now. Fuckers. But yeah, back to the book. Away from Wishbone. Wishbone. Then there's more exposition about the first book, and Dad comes in and is like, you kids never broke the wishbone? The kids decide what's the worst that could happen if they snap it. They both say their wish out loud. Annie wants Gobbles back, and Jake wants his friend Jake Wilbanks to come over so he can have someone too smart to talk to.
You're not supposed to say your wish, otherwise it won't come true.
Yeah, don't say who you voted for, so it won't come true. That's my favorite joke from King of the Hill that I'll always quote on election day. They have a tough time breaking the wishbone. Finally, it snaps, and both think their piece is the bigger one. But it turns out that both are the same size. Has that ever happened to you?
I don't know.
I know it's never happened to me. I wonder if that's a thing that could happen, really.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's not, like, it's a very uncommon thing.
Yeah.
Maybe, let's see if Weiss and Noelia will let us keep the wishbone, so we can keep it for a year, and see if it gets dried out enough, we can do this. Mythbusters. We're gonna Mythbusters.
Do you really want to keep it that long?
I kinda do.
Okay.
I'll keep it in a Ziploc inside the pantry.
After you clean it and everything?
Oh,
obviously.
yeah, duh. No, I'm gonna keep it dirty in the Ziploc, so it can get all mold.
And then a rat just, like, comes and, like, runs away with it.
What rats? We don't have rats.
That's what you think.
We don't have rats.
Shh, I'll let you believe.
Suddenly, the doorbell rings, and Jake is at the door. Kyle's wish has come true. Chapter 2. Annie is mad that Kyle's wish came true, and that his boyfriend came over. She goes to bed, still hoping that Gobbles will come back. She awakens that night from a sound. It's gobbling. She goes to her window, and it's Gobbles, but not the way she remembers. The bird's eye sockets are empty. One wing was broken and dangling on the side. Most of his feathers were missing, and his skin was rotting off the bone. This is my note from this chapter. Oh shit. If this isn't a dream sequence, this book is hardcore in the first 12 pages.
I put Annie committed sins against God.
Making a wish is a sin against God. You hope. You don't wish. You pray. Annie opens the window and the smell of the dead bird fills her nose. She's afraid she's brought the poor bird back to life as an undead monstrosity. The bird leans its head against the fence in a pitiful manner, and Annie is worried that he'll freeze, even though it'd be better off dead again.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I put at some point, sometimes dead is better. Yeah. And if I didn't, I definitely thought it at this point exactly.
Yeah. She goes to Kyle's room to get his help in preventing the dead bird from freezing. She wakes up her brother, and he can't believe his eyes. He makes a plan to save the bird for the night. They're going to take him to the barn, and tomorrow they'll take him back to the cave that they had used in the previous book to keep him safe. By the way, guys, you should probably listen to the first episode. This one does reference a lot of shit from the first one. I forgot to mention that up front. Chapter 3. The kids get dressed to venture out into the cold night. They sneak out without waking their dog Trouble. They head towards the undead bird, and the smell is almost unbearable. They both notice that the bird is way worse than once thought. His eye sockets are filled with writhing maggots. Ugh. Pus oozes from his rotten flesh. His wing that is broken is being held by a limp string of skin, and worst of all was a noise that he utters. That's my interpretation. The squawks that let out were almost identical to Frankenturkey's. Annie leads the bird to the barn, but Kyle is too scared to even follow. She feeds the bird and admits in an inconsequential manner that the bird is dead because of her. So this is my note saying, $5 says she left the pen open and the bird wanted to follow them to school or some shit. I'm sad that never popped up. I'm sad there's no having. I thought this book was going to have this. I mean, I guess I could bring this up later, but I'll bring it up now. Yeah. This moment does not happen later on in the book. There is no, it was my fault you died, moment of her being like,
I shouldn't have left the pen open.
Yeah, like no reconciliation moment, which would have made this book way better.
Yeah.
Like, it would have made it a very heartfelt, touching book if they had brought that.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
But you didn't.
Chapter 4. The next morning, Kyle invited Jake over to see the undead bird. They all go into the barn to view the bird, and the smell is too much for Jake to handle, and he barfs. Barf count 1. Kyle, I haven't had a barf, piss, or shit count in a while.
Woo, barf count!
Yeah.
Barf count, barf count, barf count.
Kyle and Jake go grab chicken wire and feed, and Annie is put in charge of wrangling the bird to the cave. Annie notices that Cobbles has more feathers, and his messed up wing is looking better as well. They get the bird to the cave and pin him up. Annie sees that a small film is starting to grow where his eyes are, and she's hopeful that his eyes will grow back. Hopefully the maggots will be gone by then. Chapter 5.
Why do you have to bring up the maggots again?
Because maggots.
Ugh.
Chapter 5. We get a dream sequence, which I'm so happy that at the beginning it admits that this is a dream sequence.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I've said this before, but I'm not a big fan of dream sequences in stories.
Also, I put a thing, by the way, with the maggots. Mm-hmm. My skin hates this, I hate this.
Hey, it's just like, what's it called? The school lunch lady one.
Yes.
Back to school? Yeah, back to school. It's back to school, yeah. Because the other one is Creature Teacher that I have.
Oh, something I want to point out is that, maybe it hasn't happened yet. That Trouble hasn't met.
No.
Gobbledygook.
Not yet. No. That is coming up. We'll get there. So we get a dream sequence where Annie goes in the woods at night to check on Gobbles. When she finds him, he's all healed up and looks gorgeous. The bird motions to her to feel its chest. She feels the bird's chest and notices how soft it is. Sam, put away your boobs. No. That it's missing the wishbone. She heads back home and grabs the bone pieces back to Gobbles. The pieces then magically shoot forward and then fuse back. But then the dream ends. She awakens and thinks she should take the wishbone pieces to Gobbles like in her dream. But she can't seem to find the bones. She returns to bed in defeat. But that her slippers have a dead leaf on them, along with slowly melting snow. Had she really dreamt what had happened? Or did she actually do it? Also, she totally ripped off Pet Sematary there. That's literally an event from Pet Sematary. And I'll be bringing that up later on again. Chapter 6. Later that morning, Annie goes to check on Gobbles by herself because Jake wants to go play hockey, like a true MVP. Oh my god. He's Jake the Snake. Oh my god. I'll have to show you that episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark. It's so funny. Okay. It's a season 6 episode, so like when it got brought back, and like it's about hockey, and it's a Canadian show, so you can just imagine how fun it is. The Tale of Jake the Snake is fun. It's not good. When she gets there, the turkey is just like her dream. The bird then gets out of the cave pen and heads towards the house. Annie is scared to bring him home, but then gets an idea. She tells her parents that she found the bird in the woods and asks to keep it. They say they need to ask around town to see, first to see if anyone had lost a bird that they were fattening up for Thanksgiving. Annie wishes that her parents wouldn't say that, and suddenly they say she can keep the bird. Like wish magic. I did not expect the book to be a be careful what you wish for style book, but here we are.
Yep, I was kind of like...
that was very early on in my notes.
I put magical wish turkey. Because I was like, okay, this is where this is headed.
Yeah, I did not see that coming.
Yeah, I was not what my guess, even close.
Chapter 7. Kyle and Jake return home and see the healed Gobbles. They question how this happened, but Annie can't explain it. Trouble also comes outside and starts barking his head off. This peeves off Annie, and she wishes he would act like a cat when he's around Gobbles. And suddenly the dog acts like a cat.
By the way, it's the whole dogs no evil trope.
I don't...
Like whenever dogs sense like something evil or soulless.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which isn't a bad trope.
Or Trouble's just stupid and would bark at it.
Both can be true.
Yeah, I feel like mine's a little more closer just because I've always thought Trouble was dumb.
But it also said that Trouble got along with Gobbles. So if it was truly Gobbles...
it's been like a year though, and like, you know sometimes when dogs see an animal again, they're gonna freak out.
Yeah. Sure.
I don't know. We can agree to disagree.
Yeah.
I think both are true.
That could be true. Because he is a dumb dog.
The kids all rush to Kyle's room to discuss what the heck is going on. When they're away from the bird, Trouble starts acting normal again, and the boys think it's all a coincidence. But Annie knows better. I can't remember at that point the dog had purred yet.
I'm not sure. I know it kind of it did like the batting leaf like.
Yeah. It was licking its paw.
Yeah.
Like a cat.
But it also did the leaf bat where it's like...
Yeah. The Monday before Thanksgiving. Sorry, Chapter 8. The Monday before Thanksgiving. The kids were outside to see Gobbles, and Trouble followed along with them. Then the dog starts acting like a cat again as they approach the pen. Suddenly, Dad's home. They freak out they freak out about him seeing Trouble this way, as Dad passes them with a glazed look upon his eyes, and... As Dad passes them with a glazed look upon his eyes, Trouble follows him like a cat, and even meows, but Dad doesn't notice. They both go inside the pen, and the kids feed and water the bird. When they get inside the house, Trouble is sleeping by the fireplace, and Mom and Dad are having a conversation. They have supper, and the parents have something they need to say. They will need to eat the turkey for Thanksgiving, because the bank that Dad works at is closing, and they won't be able to afford Thanksgiving dinner with just Mom's salary. Kyle agrees that they'll need to fatten up the bird to eat it, and this greatly upsets Annie. Here's a big note for me. Okay, so as an adult, I know that this seems like a lame excuse for a plot twist. Like, most people, they buy their Thanksgiving meals well before the holiday to ensure they have the food. You don't just buy it the week of.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a crap turkey. Like, you're not gonna get a big enough turkey to feed your family. Well, quote unquote. They're plenty fucking big.
I was gonna say, like, it's still plenty, like, no, but usually people tend to plan ahead of time so you're not fighting and, like, elbowing everybody.
Also, Dad should have been looking for a job as the bank was closing down. Banks just don't close down. It takes time.
So he should have enough money for at least this Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Like, legit. Nah. It's a bad plot point. It's a book for kids.
Yeah.
It's a book for kids.
Plot hole ding.
Yeah, plot ding. Plot fart. Chapter 9. Annie is pissed at Kyle for agreeing to eat Gobbles. He's like, tough shit. I want turkey for Thanksgiving. Annie storms out of his room and outside to talk with Gobbles. In a fit of rage, she wishes that Kyle would be the one they'd be fattening up to eat for Thanksgiving, and that Gobbles would be too thin to even bother to eat. She then takes it back and hopes her wish doesn't come true. Can't wait to eat my brother for Thanksgiving. Chapter 10. The next morning, Kyle is gorging himself at breakfast. Annie is freaked. She tries telling her mom that he's eating too much, and she's like, bitch, we gotta fatten the bastard up for Thanksgiving. Annie is mortified.
It'd be too soon to fatten up a kid this quick.
It's a kid's book.
I know.
She thinks that Gobbles is controlling her. It's a book about a wish-granting turkey. And that's what you're gonna complain about. Sorry.
I'm just saying, like, it's not the same as... I don't even know how long it would take to fatten up a turkey.
Well, let's fatten you off. We'll find out.
Don't do this. I'm not into that.
I'm gonna eat you. I'm
not into that.
I mean, I'm down with the white meat. Where am I at? I lost my notes. She thinks that Gobble is controlling her wish-making to make its own wishes come true, because she thinks he's evil for having a piece of Frankenturkey in it. She tries to make Kyle stop eating by insulting him, then he insults her back. Then finally Annie puts it together. They had Frankenturkey for dinner last year, and this year they're having Kyle. Frankenturkey wants revenge. Also, this is my note. Did not see that one coming from Chapter 1, Frankenturkey making the family into cannibals. Also, Annie is a moron if she can't just say, I wish all the wishes didn't happen, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is well before she realizes why she can't, though. Chapter 11.
But at least she could have tried, been like, I wish I undid all my wishes, or something
I wish that would have happened, honestly. It would have been I feel like, another plot for...
Yeah, where it's like, why didn't she at least try? And then when it didn't work, she'd be like, why does that work?
Yeah, she just didn't care. She didn't even bother.
She was more like, why? I guess I'm gonna have to eat my
She's
brother.
quote-unquote too smart for it, I guess. But it doesn't feel smart not to try.
Well, she also doesn't feel that smart, like...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I agree with you.
She's fine, like, she's not a...
Chapter 11. Annie plans on getting Jake to help her with the Fat Kyle problem and Gobbles.
Sorry, just Fat Kyle problem.
Oh, trust me, it gets better, Sam. Sadly, Jake isn't at school that day. After school, she rushes to Jake's house and wonders if Frankenturkey is trying to have Jake get fat and eaten as well, since his family also ate Frankenturkey. When she gets to Jake's house, Jake answers the door and he has chips and cookies in his hands, and he gasps. Chapter 12. He was just trying to decide which snack to have. I mean, I know, right? It's like, I'll carry around cookies and chips to the door. So he then lets Annie in. She gets him up to speed with everything that's been going on. He says that he'll help her, even though he doesn't believe the turkey is magic. Annie takes Jake to her house, and Dad is looking through recipes for stuffing. All sound interesting.
There's some I would try, but I wouldn't necessarily commit to, kind of thing.
The curry one I would try.
Yeah, the curry one's how
the one with anchovies.
No, that one, no.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact what was in it.
But the curry one, I was like, okay, I'd give it a shot.
I'd give it a shot, because curry's a good spice.
Yeah, it could be good.
Now, if it was liquid curry, though, not the spice, I'd probably say no. Because you'd just be getting the insides too moist.
Yeah.
Like, that could really mess up the
But if you're doing, like, the powder one.
Yeah. If you're using curry powder, yeah.
Yeah.
I also wrote the note, stick with stovetop, my dude.
Yeah.
When stuffing up your kid's ass. They find Kyle in the pantry eating canned foods, uncooked spaghetti, and cake mix.
Just straight up cake mix, too. Not even, like...
I was gonna insult this book for the whole fat thing, but Betsy is going all out on this one, so no complaints from me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that's to the point that it's... Because at first I was like, this just feels kind of fat-phobic, and then I'm like, oh no, when it gets to, like, the eating just full-ass
Yeah, when it's something like that, it's so over the top, it's parody. Which is okay.
Well, and it's to the point where it's obvious that it's like, they're just trying to get him fattened up for Thanksgiving. Yeah. It's not a... Yeah.
No. Dad then asks if Kyle can come over to the stove so they can see if he fits, or if they'll have to use the grill outside. Kyle obliges, but Jake tackles him and is like, dude, what the fuck? Kyle's like, I gotta get plump and juicy for Thanksgiving, bitch.
You don't want no dry turkey drums?
You don't want these dry thighs in your mouth. Chapter 13. The pair head outside and make a plan to take care of Gobbles. They're gonna trap the bird in the cave and then plan something else from there. Real genius idea. Jake goes ahead of her to get to the boulders above the cave. Annie then takes Frankengobbles to the cave. Though she has a hard time convincing the bird, she does eventually get him there. Trouble for some reason follows them as well, and continues acting like a cat.
That just felt like random filler.
Yeah, it really was. Like, I only put that note in because I thought it would be more important, but yeah, he's not there for a reason. When they get to the cave, Frankengobbles doesn't want to go in, and he finally gets the bird in the cave and yells, "Now!" triggering Jake to start pushing. Chapter 14. Jake pushes a dump over now. Jake pushes the boulders over, trapping the undead menace in the cave. For now. Jake rushes down to see their handiwork, but suddenly he starts to convulse. He's being forced to wish Frankenturkey to be free of the cave. Annie tries to drag him away, but it's no use. The wish is made, and a boulder from the top comes loose, and more rocks come loose. Suddenly, from the dust, Frankengobbles appears with glowing red eyes, and the wishbone glowing from within. Jake and Annie run away, but Frankengobbles is close behind. Annie tells Jake they should go to his house, since everyone at her house is under Frankengobbles' spell. He reluctantly agrees, and they arrive at an empty house, but there's a note on the fridge that reads, and this is the only time I'll have you read, Sam, page 96. Alright, you know where to go.
Jake, the Duggins called and asked us to stop by for a few minutes. We shouldn't be long, and of course you're welcome to come over too and see Kyle and Annie. Love, Mom. You
missed a spelling error there.
We shouldn't be long.
Yes, we shouldn't be long. She accidentally wrote it as the one-word form
like
versus be long. She's saying we shouldn't be long. We shouldn't belong there.
Yeah, they should be like, what the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
I want you to get the fuck out.
yeah, it's just like that. I lost my spot in my notes because my notes jumped on me. They rush back to Annie's house, but before going in, check to see if Frankengobbles is there. He's in his bin, acting like a normal turkey, like nothing happened. The two walk in on the adults sitting around what I presume at this point is a bender as a human final form sized Kyle.
So, you know what I just thought of, by the way, with acting like a normal turkey?
Yeah.
The dog with the shifty eyes in The Simpsons. Where it's like, Gobbles just has the eyes like...
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
They're all excited to have Kyle for Thanksgiving dinner. Frankengobbles has gone to Jake's parents too. Jake's parents have brought an axe to help take care of Kyle. Jake freaks out and grabs the axe and says he won't let them hurt his friend, and says he's going to kill that bird. Chapter 16. Annie is like, dude, stop. Frankengobbles will make you do something stupid if you try and kill him. But he doesn't listen. The parents all yell at Jake, but he doesn't listen. Frankengobbles pretends to sleep in his pen as Jake comes upon him. Then, from the other side of the house, Kyle's rolling over to where Dad chops firewood and places his head on the block and is like, dude, kill me, it'll be awesome.
I'm gonna be delicious, yo.
Jake then, for some reason, starts going to the plump boy and raises an axe to chop down as Frankengobble approaches him and is like, yeah, bitch, slay. Then Jake wishes that everyone who eats Kyle this Thanksgiving will get sick and die. Chapter 17. The parents stop him because they're like, hey, Thanksgiving is like 2 days away and we don't have space in the fridge for that fat of a child. Jake and Kyle are disappointed because their jackass routine will have to wait until tomorrow.
We call this the human turkey.
That night, Annie can't sleep, so she goes down to check on the bird and is like, fuck you for tending gobbles.
Just goes up, just flips him the bird, gives him the bird, just...
Yeah. She then enters the pen of the Frankengobbles. Final chapter. Annie is immediately attacked by Frankengobbles, and she begs Gobbles to resist Frankenturkey's control. Soon, the glowing red wishbone inside Frankengobbles' chest becomes a red orb. It's his heart. It soon pulls a Grinch and enlarges and snaps the wishbone from within, and explodes his heart, sending a tidal wave of blood all over Frankengobbles' face. The nightmare is over, and the family all awaken when they hear the final death rattle of the Frankengobbles. They're no longer under its spell. The end. They never said if Kyle was back to normal. If he is, does that mean he laid out the biggest shit in the middle of his bedroom? Shit count 1.
Also, they never said if Dad then gets his job back, or...
I mean, they never wished for that.
But Dad did.
What?
Dad made the wish of, like, I wish I didn't have to go back to work.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he made that wish, and she put the pieces together.
Oh my god!
That fucking Frankenturkey was like getting more powerful. Yeah,
you should have said something earlier. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, no, that's why.
Oh my god, that's actually really clever. I didn't realize that until now.
It's still a weird thing of like, they guess we'll have to eat the turkey, though. I do agree if it's like a week.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's why.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No.
Because she's like, he's getting more powerful.
Okay. Oh my god, I didn't put two and two together because I don't remember him ever saying that.
He says it like as just like a byline. He's like, it's funny. I sat in my car every day wishing I wouldn't have to go to work.
No, he said that after he got fired, though.
But that's what I'm saying. Of like, he said that
doesn't
though.
Count, though.
No, but he said that he wished for it, though. He still said.
But he never wished it around Gobbles, though.
That's how she knew he was getting more powerful, though.
But he wasn't. He needed to be around Gobbles to get it, though.
Which chapter was that?
That was like chapter. Give me a second here. I want to say it's 8. Give me a second. Yeah, it's chapter 8.
Okay. It's funny. I didn't know how many times driving to work I've wished I didn't have to go to that office. He said it before. And at one point, Annie basically pieces it together that that's how Frankenturkey's been getting more powerful.
No. Find it in the book that she puts that together with it. Okay. She doesn't. She never brings up the wish Dad made. I don't think those things add up together. I don't think they add up together, personally. I think that was just a throwaway line that he just put in there. I don't think Frankenturkey granted the wish of him getting fired.
Hold on, I'm finding it.
It's not in there.
I know it's in there.
She doesn't have any reference to it. Miss, I'm going to speed read it.
I'll look for it afterwards.
It's not in there.
I know it's in there.
It's not in there.
I know it's in there.
No. Dad may have wished it, but he was nowhere near Gobbles when it happened.
But she...
And no, she does not say, oh, and that's why Dad got fired. He never said that.
No, because it's also the same reason why they weren't near Gobbles when Mom says, Kyle, I'd wish you understand. That's when he was like, okay, guess we're going to have to eat Gobbles.
So that would have been, what's it called?
That's after he gets fired. Because Kyle's like, no, we shouldn't eat Gobbles. That's fucked up. And then Mom's like, I wish you'd understand. And Kyle's like, oh, you're right, Mom. We'll just eat the bird.
Okay. So that would have been the same chapter as that one.
Yeah.
But that's still close enough for Gobbles. He was still driving away.
He was still... It could have been when he was in the car before he leaves.
No. I don't personally believe it.
I believe it.
I don't believe it.
I believe it.
I don't believe it. I think you're grasping at straws.
I don't think I am.
I think you're just like trying your best to get a straw for your soda, but you just can't reach it. You're grasping at them and they're just not there.
I'm trying to find it. I know it's there.
Yeah, straws here. It's the dumbest argument we're having over a not even worthwhile book. How about we agree to disagree?
Okay.
All right?
And we'll settle this later.
No, we're not going to settle this at all. No.
I want to figure this out. I know what I read.
You sped read it.
I still have good comprehension.
You speed read so fast that you make up stuff.
I do not.
Yeah.
I don't speed read so fast.
There is no penis in this book, Sam.
I never
read it.
I never said there was a... I know what I read.
I think you read too fast. And I think you're mixing things up with other things.
No, I know it. I know I saw it in there.
Like, I know what you're talking about, where she's like, oh, he's getting more powerful, but I don't think that's in relation to anything.
I think it is.
I don't think Dad wished for that to happen.
I think it is.
I don't think he could get his wish granted because he didn't wish upon the wishbone.
But he's still one of the people that ate Frankenturkey, and he's trying to get revenge on both families.
Okay.
So Dad would be one he's trying to get revenge on as well.
Well, Sam, how about you just eat the chocolate out of my beard?
No.
That's a good insult. Eat the chocolate out of my beard. I shaved so this wouldn't happen. I didn't want food in my beard, and it's so short right now.
I was going to say, it's so short, it's not even like when it was like the long time where it's like...
Yeah, I still got chocolate in my beard. Thanks a lot. Oh god, what is it called? A McFlurry.
Yeah.
She's looking again.
I'm telling you. Gobbledygook was starting to make wishes come true even when the wishes were made inside the house. When her mother had wished Kyle would understand that they needed to get to eat gobbledygook for Thanksgiving, Kyle suddenly changed his mind.
Hear that, folks? Chris was right. Sam was wrong. How's it feel to be right, Chris? Pretty bad, honestly. Okay, that was the editor's note.
Okay, I'm not gonna find it. I'm telling you it's there, though.
I don't think it's there.
I know what I read.
I know what I read because I read it very slowly and wrote a ton of notes, and that was not in there.
I'm just telling you.
I know you have good reading. What's it called? Reading. I was gonna say reading resolution. That's
comprehension.
Comprehension
And retention.
But I don't think you did for this book because you speed read it. I think you're mixing things up. I think you're mixing them up.
I know what I thought. I know what I remember. Okay?
I'm not gaslighting you or anything like that. Okay? Please don't be upset. Don't cry. Why are you crying over this? It's Frankenturkey 2, Sam. Stop crying.
Fair
Why
enough.
are you crying? Oh my gosh, she's admitting she's crying. Oh my gosh, she beat me with her phone. You hear that, courtroom? I'm winning now. I'm getting the pity points now. Why do you hang out with those lame friends? Oh my god, why? Okay, so Sam, your notes for the story. I went through all my notes. I have no random notes. I just put them all inside my thing.
I put, this is some dark comedy shit at one point, like when it was like, we'll eat him. And he's like, yay, eat me.
Yeah, he was like, eat me! Like in fucking Addams Family Values.
Yeah.
Did you lose your notebook?
It fell down.
Where?
I didn't have many other notes, honestly.
Let's get it. Did it not fall between the cracks or something? There it is.
That was weird, but I wasn't sure what I was going to expect. Was my, last note. When all was said and done. And then, at the beginning, I was like, I was kind of a douche, but grieving does that.
Yeah? Okay. That everything for you?
That's everything I didn't already talk about.
Okay. Alright, so I guess we should talk about... You know what this segment was previously called? Recommendations, but I'm going to call them pairings. Why did I not come up with this sooner? So, what would you pair with this book, Sam?
Addams Family Values.
just the Thanksgiving place scene?
Well, I like the whole movie, but, I mean, honestly, yeah. That's so wrong.
No, it's not wrong. I was actually about to say that, too.
I don't really have much else, honestly.
All right, I've got 3 things to recommend. Recommendation number 1. Pet Sematary. This book takes a lot of inspiration from Pet Sematary. Sam even said sometimes that is better. Yet another example, but there's also the scene where Annie thinks she's dreaming, but it actually happens, which also is a scene ripped out of Pet Sematary. You can either read the book or watch either movie. All 3 are great in my opinion. Or watch Pet Sematary 2 so you can watch Clancy Brown watch rabbits fucking.
I was about to make that joke.
Yes, you were. Also, I think that one's no, that one's not a Thanksgiving movie. It's a Halloween movie.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because it does happen during Halloween. I think there's a scene later on kind of close to Thanksgiving. No, I think I'm just thinking of when Clancy Brown's eating mashed potatoes and then is bleh, and doing the seafood thing. My other recommendation, I'm trying to remember what my second one was.
Your pairing?
My pairing.
You'd pair this with?
The Tale of the Twisted Claw, the pilot episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? It's a pretty decent episode. It's not one of my favorites. I think it's the monkey paw story.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Yeah. And I think the vulture claw and the wish motive pairs well with this book.
Yeah?
In all honesty, because you got a claw and bird and wishes.
Yeah.
And my final pairing is something that we just watched today. Frankenturkey, the episode of Bone Chillers.
Yeah.
Because why not? Because this show also thought Gobbles was a better name than Gobbledygook. Because...
They made a cute puppet, too, with it.
That was a cute puppet.
Yeah.
It was a surprisingly cute puppet. So, those are my 3 pairings with this book. I was originally thinking of putting Be Careful What You Wish For from Goosebumps, but I don't really care for that book.
Fair enough.
So, and then I was thinking, I should put Say Cheese and Die Again because of the whole fat phobic thing. I thought if this book was more fat phobic, I would have put that one on there. But no, this one isn't as fat phobic.
Yeah.
So, Sam, you want me to do my review first, or do you want to go first?
I'll do my review first.
Okay.
I felt like I wasn't really... it felt kind of... Even they weren't too sure of how they were going to bring him back at first.
Yeah.
And it's a weak plot. The prose has some good moments, but it feels kind of... it's not bad prose.
No. There's some really good prose at the beginning.
Yeah.
Kind of all over the place.
Yeah. But you were right, especially, you pointed out that error, and there's some others.
There are some, there's some weird syntax errors.
Yeah. I give it, I'm kind of stuck between, I say, around 2.5 stars, because it's not super bad. It's not horrible.
Yeah.
But it's not
It's
great.
mediocre.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
It's Thanksgiving leftovers that is, the white meat, but you ran out of cranberry sauce.
Ooh, yeah, okay. All right. Or ran out of the gravy.
Or, yeah, anything to
Anything
moisten.
to make it better.
Yeah.
My final thoughts. This one bounces up and down in quality for me. I've stated before that I'm not a huge fan of Be Careful What You Wish For style stories. But this one does an alright job with it. Just alright. It explains why Annie can't just simply wish it away or kill Frankenturkey. So those are some pluses. I really enjoy the visceral description of Gobbles when he's resurrected. But I don't think it gets gruesome again until the last chapter. I think the whole cannibalism thing is funnier than she wanted it to be. Like, I'm assuming she wanted us to be, like, freaked out the whole time of fattening up Kyle. But it doesn't work in the scary factor. It's just too funny.
Yeah.
Also, I think it's too funny how Kyle is just eating raw crap from the pantry.
Yeah.
Raw spaghetti.
Well, I will say on the plus side, though, with, like, in the fat phobia thing of, like, I was afraid he was going to be like, ew, no, not vegetables.
Yeah.
But instead he's like, oh no, I will eat the canned cold veggies and raw pasta.
Everything. For what it's worth, I've never eaten raw pasta, but I have eaten raw ramen.
I have too.
So.
But you usually add it with the packet though, right?
No, I eat it raw. Raw, like no packet, no water. I'll just have them just crunchy up. I like it like that.
I mean...
Like, I would rather have the noodles, actual noodled. But I like it. I'll eat them, like, without the sauce.
But you won't have, like, spaghetti.
No.
You won't just go in the pantry and just be like,
I don't know what it is. I just don't think it has the right texture.
The texture is different on ramen.
Right?
It's
yeah. Weird.
Because, I get that more for some reason, and I cannot explain it.
Yeah. So, because of that, of the more humorous moments, I think it takes away from the scariness as well. I think this one is kind of mid-tier. The characters are fine, but the situation they're in this time around is kind of boring. I give it 2.5 rolling fat children out of 5.
All I want to think is the rolling.
What? Rolling, huh?
Yeah,
just a fat child rolling around, like, at the speed of sound.
Yeah, that too. Just rolling around at this.
So, yeah. It's just a fat child rolling. Gotta love it. So... I don't know what we're gonna do for next month's Drunken Book Club yet.
For December?
Yeah, I haven't decided. I'm thinking of maybe going another month without, because we skipped it in June, because of that was when I got COVID. But I think because we're going on vacation, I'd like to actually take a week off of recording, so I might just cut the Drunken Book Club for the next month. Unless I find something easy to read. Something simple.
Something we can read on the trip.
Ooh, maybe we can do... Oh, God. If we can find, like, a kid Disney book or something, that'd be fun. Like, I don't know. Like, nothing, like, super babyish. Maybe, like, I don't know.
Well, and the problem is, like, some of the young adult ones are too... Like, there's also, like, young adult ones, which sound, honestly, kind of interesting.
Yeah, you mean, like, the villain ones or whatever and stuff like that? Yeah, those ones sound interesting, but they're over the page limit. Like I said, it can't exceed 250.
Yeah. It's way too many.
Yeah.
It's one of those on
maybe,
my own.
Maybe we can find like a Magic Treehouse or something. Those are always easy. Also, people seem to love when we do Magic Treehouse.
Because it's always one that people remember fondly, but they don't remember much of.
Also, Bailey School Kids. Oh, I wonder if there's another Christmas one we can do Bailey School Kids.
It's just Santa again. Shut the fuck up, whatever Ralph or whoever the fuck it was.
Melvin?
Douchey McGee.
Oh, God. I want to say Randall, but that's not it. He just looks like Randall from Recess.
The worst child.
Yeah, the little goblin child.
No one likes you. Not even your grandma.
Shut up, kid. Yeah, we killed him. So maybe we'll try to find one of those ones. Something simple that we can just read on the trip and get done with immediately. It'd be funny if we recorded in the fucking hotel room. But I don't want to bring my recording equipment, obviously.
Yeah. Like we could bring my computer and just attach a mic, but the mic would be the hard part.
I'd just bring the little one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I could bring my laptop.
Maybe.
I'll think about it.
Yeah, I was about to say, if anything, I kind of did want to record something there. Maybe like a bonus episode, like a
Patreon.
A Patreon thing, yeah. Of just like our trip and shit. But I digress.
On like Thursday.
Yeah. Or maybe even Wednesday. Like maybe when we're like done with like, before we go to bed kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, we'll see kind of thing. I was about to say, our trip's not for another, 3 weeks?
Yes.
Like 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us this week on Speaking of Which. If you like what you heard, make sure to like, subscribe. It's very important that you subscribe, especially with how Twitter is. Who knows what's going on there. I don't really plan on joining any other social media I'll be very truthful. I liked using Twitter because it was just the one platform I actually enjoyed. I'm still going to keep using it until the end. So we'll see how this ages. Maybe it won't end up dying. Who knows? But honestly, it feels like a really big shit show going on there.
Yeah.
I don't plan on making a Tumblr. I don't plan on going on Instagram. I don't plan on doing Mastodon.
You plan on listening to Mastodon, though.
I do plan on listening to the band Mastodon, yes.
I just wanted to make that joke.
Yeah, that works. It's funny. Every time I kept seeing Mastodon trending, I was like, oh shit, did they release a new song? And I was always disappointed that it was the social media account. I'm not lying here.
No, I believe you, because at first I was like, what's going on with it? Because I don't know much about Mastodon.
Yeah.
And I was like, is like a song coming out? Did something happen? And I was like, oh, it's the social media thing.
It's just the social media.
And then I joined it, but I don't know if I'll keep using it. We'll see.
Yeah, like, if worst comes to worst, maybe Instagram. Like, that's the most easy one to use. But, like, you have to post often to be relevant.
And it has to be faces.
It has to be faces. And, like, I don't want to be posting faces and
Just
shit.
be posting the fake skull that we have over there, but put various hats on them.
Yeah, and there we go. The hats that don't fit. All the hats are too big for it.
I know.
It's a very small skull.
I know. I got it at, like, Big Lots, so what do you want?
I'm not complaining. I'm just pointing it out.
And I've got a big head.
Yes, we do. But thank you for joining us. But like I said, it's important to subscribe. You can always comment on these. I will usually comment back. You can also follow the YouTube page. I tend to comment back there depending on the situation. I forgot to comment back on all the Are You Afraid of the Dark comments. The 2 people who have posted on there, thank you, Spongy, and I believe it's Goosebumps Completionist. I will comment back one of these days. I need to actually answer one of them because I was like, why did I say X was a love it or hate it episode? And I'm like, no, I realized why I said dark music is that way is because Sam, you're not a big fan of Are You Afraid of the Dark in general.
Yeah, I'm kind of like on it.
So, like, I think that resonated with me when recording, and I brought that up of like, oh, some people don't like it. I'm like, no, it's just Sam who doesn't care for it.
Which one is that?
That's the one with the kid who's like can't act. It's the one with the basement monster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's fine. Like, it's
just,
the sister's a little shithead. Is my problem. It's just like the annoying sister trope dialed up to like.
In it. She's barely in it.
But she's a cunt the whole time. Like every time.
Okay,
and mom's,
we're not getting into it.
Mom's fine with it.
Yeah. Okay, but thank you for joining us. Also, if you do have a recommendation for a social media that you're going to, maybe I'll join it. I like to focus on just one. I'll just focus on one. I'll probably give up on the Facebook one on all togetherness. I'm surprised. The only reason I haven't deleted my Facebook is because we use it to communicate with each other.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I keep it. And I do communicate with some people. Not a lot, but some people. So yeah. But follow us at SOW_podcast until the end, I suppose. Sam?
You can find me on Twitter if it's still going on at Berserker Rose. And I'm also on Tumblr by the same name.
Yeah.
Because I finally changed it.
Woo!
Because it was a different name for a long time.
What was it?
Potosaur.
That's right.
Because I joked, I was like, it's a dinosaur of an iPod, so it's Potosaur.
Yeah. But it's another really good way to keep up with the podcast, or even help support it. $1 a month on patreon.com/speaking of which gets you your episodes up early when I finish editing them, usually between Sunday to Tuesday of that upcoming week. And you get a bonus episode every week. You get our show notes. You'll get the show notes for this episode, obviously, because I have my notes. I don't scan in Sam's because she doesn't type them up like I do. I type
and they
up my
just
notes.
look like deranged ramblings. Like,
yeah,
it will be used against me in a court report regarding my mental health at some point.
Oh, for sure. That's why I've been collecting all your notebooks in my room. But yeah, but that's only if you really want to. I might give a free option for Patreon if it does go belly up and just lock everything on.
Like but I digress. And...
Yeah, like bonus stuff, I'll lock that, but like I'll open up show notes and stuff like that for like people for free. And just be like, this is a great way for people to just communicate. Like, I'd like it to be a way to be able to communicate with people and see what people think. And hell, I might even post the polls on there if, that's my bill. That'll be the one thing I'll be really sad if it ever goes belly up. Is the polls. The polls were the easiest things to fucking have. Oh, so nice. And as always, I'd like to thank... Currently, it's still one. Weiss hasn't changed his card information yet.
Weiss, update your card info.
You dork. But it's Trey.
Don't pull a me and just forget forget, quote unquote, to subscribe again.
It's Trey, and of course, Weiss at Force Left Hander. Follow Force Left Hander on YouTube. Definitely check out all his fucking stuff.
It's really good.
It is awesome. Actually, almost posted because we made a joke. Hey, in the previous week, we made a joke. Actually, no, it'll be next week's episode, so I can't reveal the joke because it's next week's episode. So never mind.
But he is award-winning.
He is award-winning, yes. But thank you for joining us. What song should we go off on, Sam?
Roll.
We're not going off on rolling.
Rolling around to the speed of sound.
We're not going off on anything with rolling just because I made the dumb joke. God.
Peanuts Thanksgiving music?
Fine, we'll put fucking Thanksgiving peanuts.
I don't know what else to put, okay?
I don't know either. I usually have a pretty good note on this, but I got nothing.
If you come up with something better, obviously
I'll put it, yeah. I'm not putting another Bob's Burgers Thanksgiving song.
That's valid.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, and good night.
Night.
A shout out to Spongy for finding us one last Thanksgiving song. What are you thankful for? I'm thankful for Spongy, but that's the name of the song as well. And, okay, bye.
It's not about stuffing or gravy. All the food is bonus, now don't you see? For one day a year, all is forgiven. When we come together on Thanksgiving. When we come together on Thanksgiving.